Can energy healing really heal the physical body permanently? This is part 4 of a 4-part series on energy healing techniques. We've covered Bengston energy healing, clairvoyant energy healing, body code and emotion code, and in this video we're going to talk about Charlie Goldsmith's energy healing technique. So I'm Krishanti, and welcome back to my channel where the topics are always about intuition and spiritual and personal growth. And if you love this topic, please come on over and subscribe, because it would be so great to have a community of like-minded people like you here with us. And I read all your comments, so if you think of things come to mind as I'm talking, please share them below, because I think it's valuable and important that we all have an open discussion about energy healing and about intuition and all of that good stuff. So Charlie Goldsmith had a show called The Healer, which I didn't watch. I have a friend that follows him, and she would send me notices like, he's doing a free group healing, he's doing a group healing. And so I never really had time to do them, but she liked them. And in my healing group that I ran for a few years, a lot of the women there knew of him and liked him as well. What I heard and gleaned from these people is that his healings are almost like miraculous. He was born with this ability to just be able to heal. So what I love about his message is he believes that everyone should have access to a healer, and it shouldn't cost an arm and a leg. And I remember once hearing him speak, he said his dream is to have hospitals have healers on staff helping patients. And so to further that, it gives me the chills, because it's such a high ideal. And when people come to the earth, like Bill Bengston too, with that, who created the Bengston energy healing that I talked about, I rave about on this channel, because Bill does all this research. But when people come to the planet and they see that there's a need and there's people suffering, and they go about actually working to make real change, it's just so exciting for humanity. And so Charlie's teaching how he does the clearing and healing. And it's like, I thought, if you were born with this gift, how can you teach people? But one of my closest friends kept encouraging me, and we were having a sleepover, sort of like a retreat where we're talking about things and working on ourselves and all that. And he was having a group healing. She's like, come on, just do it. So here's the thing. I had the worst case of COVID I've had since I first got it in, was it January of 2020. I just had that in April of 2024. You know, I have Bengston. I take these Bengston antiviral drops. I didn't catch it in time, and it hit me, and it got my son too, and even the drops for him. He healed up faster. My body just wasn't healing. It wasn't recovering. I had a body code session, and she lifted it out. I felt that. She lifted the COVID out, and it was like a miracle. Well, wouldn't you know, another stressful thing happened, and I started to feel that heaviness in my lungs again. I felt it. And you know, if you've had COVID and you know what I'm talking about, it's such a bad feeling, like you can't breathe. And the body code person told me that it was the energy signature of the virus. So she lifted it, and then the energy signature came back. And I wasn't going to go back to her and be like, you lifted it, but then I got, because I felt bad about that. That's my own thing I'm working on. So we sit down to do this Charlie thing, and here's what he does. First of all, he's also like he's very relatable person, so it's nice to learn from him. He makes it just so natural. This person who's born with these gifts, he's showing us that it is so natural for us to be able to do it. So what he did in this, and there were quite a few people, and it was on I think he does a Zoom, Facebook Live kind of hybrid thing. This was one of the experiences where he does group healings where people experience pain relief, and you can see them in the comments. They're like, I feel less pain, I'm feeling better, blah, blah, blah. And this one, he was teaching us how to go in and do his method. So it was a long session. And this was by donation only too. Like, this is the level that this person is at with these, bringing this message into the world. I think that's, again, it's beautiful. He guided us through a very, 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 how can I say it? Like a very focused relaxation. And probably because I was with her and she's very special, I went very relaxed. And with that, he's having you kind of go in and feel your body. He had us after this really deep relaxation where you're just trying to release thoughts, or try to have no thoughts. If they come in, observe them, but just be relaxed and in your body. He had us go down to our feet and be in one foot and then in the other and then in a space in between. Now, this is not, verbatim. I'm kind of summarizing what it was like. He did a little more specifically, but what he was teaching is, when you were very relaxed and you're clear and you've meditated, you slowed down, you're in that different zone, and you put your energy and your attention and your consciousness into your foot, you can feel yourself there. So, and I heard him say throughout this, as he's teaching us, he's like, I know when I'm there. And I could feel myself in that foot. And I tried to give a little love to this toe I've broken multiple times that's healed, but whatever. Then he had us like jump up, move our consciousness up here, and then move it down to the heart, and then move it to the liver, and do all that. And while he was doing that, I was like, okay, I'm going to move my consciousness in to do a healing on my lungs. So all I did was that relaxation technique, and then I traveled inside my lungs, and all I did was just be aware of my lungs. And I keep saying all I did because the crazy thing, you guys, is what he's teaching is so similar from what I've seen in clairvoyant healing techniques. Is like you do this specific meditation to get yourself in a certain frame of energy, and then you do these really focused visualization exercises to heal other people and yourself. But here it was just so neat to travel within your body, and I just sat in my lungs, and then I kind of tried to open them and soothe them, and I didn't do a whole lot of heavy visual as is done in clairvoyant work, which would be like spray it with golden light and like wash it with waterfalls of aqua water, like that kind of thing. It was just simply being there. And you guys, that energy cleared. My lungs cleared, and I felt better. And I'm not making it up. In fact, guess what happened? Yet another stressful thing happened, and the heaviness came back of the lungs. And so I had it recorded. So I had 40 minutes. I'm like, this sucks. I lay down, I listened to the recording, I followed Charlie along, and it cleared it. And this time it cleared it for good. So there's something to this that's so beautiful, and it's so relatable that we can all quiet down and travel into our body. Now, what I don't have information on yet, you guys, is the efficacy of someone who's learning this type of healing on healing others the way Charlie can and does. And I think that's something we're going to just have to see. We're going to see what happens and how it evolves. But it reminds me of just that feeling when somebody just places this hand on you with an intention of love and an intention to help you heal. And if you're receiving that, you do allow a space for healing. So that's just that image just came to my mind. That's what it's like, I think, if you're doing the Charlie method on someone else. It's like you would travel, and what he does is he'll know what your issue is, and he'll go in your body and be there, and like probably do, like he did a little clairvoyant work, like shooting cortisol into your shoulders to release the tension. That's so clairvoyant. That's exactly what that is. So he may go do those kinds of things like in the body. But I'm going to geek out for a minute if you guys don't mind. So at krishanti.com, it's all about, I teach and I have meditations and online workshops you can take and so many fun things. But like, the thing about it that's so interesting is a problem that I've had with doing clairvoyant readings is too much of my energy going to the other person. A big thing in the clairvoyant school of thought is you don't effort. You sit back and let's say you call in guides, you call in angels, you call in light, you call in energy, and you just observe that energy. So if we're doing what Charlie does and he's in there, but he's in another person's body, like clearing and healing, he's sending his consciousness, and that's like remote viewing. It's called bilocation, where you're in two places at once. So we see Charlie sitting here, and then a part of his consciousness is in the body of the person he's healing. But clairvoyance, in that school of thought, they teach you not to do that because it can be very draining. And the problem that I get in readings is like, I feel people's pain. Sometimes I'll take their energy and process it through my own, making myself sick or making myself feel the issues they feel so that they feel better. I feel like crap, and then I clear it. So I wonder if traveling over and being in somebody's body, doing the work and doing the healing there and working hard at it could be draining. And that's a question. And I think that's something we just want to explore. And some people, have you guys ever met people like that? I know one I could think of right off the top of my head. He's so sensitive, so strong, and so grounded. This guy is such a powerful healer. He'll work on 10 people a day, 7 days a week, and not run out of energy. He's like a powerhouse. Whereas I'm like, one person, it's all I can do, you know? So it's something I think we need to think about. It'd be fun to talk about it more and explore. But if you guys have experienced healing or heard of, like, I'd like to hear more stories of like case studies of like what exactly does the Charlie method, like what has he healed? I know it's pretty miraculous, and he was born with it. So can we measure up and do the same thing? I'd love to see what people trained in his method are able to do and how they do it. Something that he talked about that interests me, and hopefully you too, because this is why Bankston energy healing is so cool. The website's bankstonresearch.com, because it's all based on research. And Bill has all these studies done in the lab of what happens with the brain and the heart when a healer and healee go into resonance, and that energy, that exchange starts to happen. Charlie said that he was measured by an MRI, and he saw, for I think as of when I had seen this, he said I think it was the first time that he had seen the way his brain, like the way it lights up when he's doing his thing. So something real is happening. I think it's so cool, don't you guys? I think that's about it for this video. I just wanted to talk about this technique and the other energy healing techniques I liked. If you want to learn more and explore more of the clairvoyant stuff, which is what I'm really good at, come on over to krishanti.com and sign up for my newsletter and get notified about live workshops if I start doing those soon too. So thanks so much for being here, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.